Greetings, everyone. Welcome to a very interesting episode of IT Voice Quick Bytes. I'm Ekta, and today we are honored to have a distinguished academician, author, researcher, and rehabilitation technology expert, Professor DP Sharma, with us. Professor DP Sharma is an Indian computer scientist and disability rights activist. He advocates for end-to-end transformations in the Indian education system and is involved in designing policies for inclusive internet access. He is renowned for his strategic innovation and captivating speeches on the international stage. In 2017, Sharma was also nominated as a national brand ambassador by the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, for the nationwide campaign Swachh Bharat Mission. Without any delay, let's delve into our conversation with Professor DP Sharma and gain insights from his wealth of expertise.
Namaskar audience, this is Avni from IT Voice Media. Today we have Mr. DP Sharma, one of the renowned computer scientists with us. So let us learn about his journey and his inspiration. Sir, can you please briefly introduce yourself and your background?
Namaskar. My name is DP Sharma, and I have started my career as a computer programmer or the system analyst or system manager, and later on I become the digital diplomacy expert. And nowadays, not only digital diplomacy, but I am a researcher and a professor. And along with this, I am also providing my services as a disability rights activist across the world.
So how did you become interested in computer science and disability rights activism?
Actually, I did my graduation, post-graduation, and doctoral degrees in computer science. And disability, as a disability rights activist, I am myself a person with disability. And for this word, I should not use this word disability. Rather than I should use it differently ability. So I am differently able because I cannot say myself as a disabled person. And I'm working for different domains, just like for research, for the academics, and for the technology enabled rehabilitation of 4% with disabilities.
Could you please share some insights about your early life? For an example, growing up in Sumona village.
I born and brought up in Samana village, which is typically, the Paitin custard area in Dholpur district, Chambal Ravines. And at the time there was no road to my village. I usually travel every day, 18 kilometers to go to my school. And at that time, higher secondary school was available only in a small town, Rajakheda. So I usually travel from my village to Rajakheda. And amongst eight brothers and sisters, I am the seventh one, and my all the brothers and sisters are could not qualify the high school education. I am fortunately or unfortunately only graduate from my family members.
How did your experience with post-polio syndrome affect your education and your career choices?
Well, when I was approximately 5 years of age, I got post-polio paralysis. But this could not challenge me. Though try to challenge, but I tried to challenge it, and I could overcome from my hard work, and also I was strongly determined to complete my education up to the level I need to reach. And it definitely this was a challenge because physically once I am challenged with the physical some sort of deformity, but I travel, I got my education, and I was among the top level students in the school level and the college level as well.
So could you please walk our audiences through your educational journey from primary school to your PhD?
Well, I did my schooling from government senior secondary school Rajakheda. After that, I took admission in BSc, physics, chemistry, mathematics in Government College Dholpur. Afterwards, I joined the NCA program in University of Rajasthan. Then I did my MTech from Allahabad. And after that, I did my computer science, PhD in computer science from University of Rajasthan. After finishing my PhD, I did the DV2 and WSAD as well from IBM USA, and then I got several small term courses and fellowships. So ultimately, I could achieve what I wanted in my career.
How did you manage to overcome the challenges you faced in pursuing your education? Like, nobody among your family or your relatives told you that how long would you keep studying? You should settle down for now.
Well, my mother and my father was not educated, and but they were very great, human being, and they wanted to they wanted that I should get graduation, and I should also get a high degree of high qualification so that I could be able to establish myself in the society with dignity, and therefore, they provided me full liberty, and I could overcome all the challenges because the ambience was not favorable to me. But I was having very strong determination in my mind that if I could not get the education, definitely my life will be miserable because I know in the rural areas, people, especially people who are having some physical challenge, they are not known by their names. They are known by their deformity or the disability or the physical challenge. So this was striking in my mind, and I was feeling very much, humiliated at that time. And this struck in my mind, and I could get my education.
Surely your journey has moved us and all the people who belong and who think that somewhere or the other they're less, they cannot move ahead because of the disability or any of the problem which they're facing from themselves and within themselves. So in 1994, you joined an advocacy campaign for disabled welfare legislation. Could you tell us more about your involvement in the outcome?
Actually, for the persons with disability, the accessibility was one of the most important problem. Different kind of challenges in educational patterns, like the person who is having hearing impairment, who is having visual impairment. So there were not separate systems, separate assistive technology, and other facilities provided by the government systems. Only a few facilities were there, and government was looking for a special legislation. At that time, I gone through a American Disability Act, and then we people, our group of the people who were working for the persons with disability rehabilitation, we sent different drafts to the government of India, and later on government of India thought over it, and appointed a committee, and the committee provided several recommendations, and finally a Persons with Disability Act 1995 came into existence in 1995, and later on it is amended recently in 2016 because still the demand which were provided to the different committees of the government of India is still not fulfilled by the legislation.
How do you view the progress of disability rights and inclusion in India since then?
Well, there are two things: exclusion and inclusion. In India, most of the things is on the track of the exclusion because the mindset, the sensitivity of the people, and the implementing authority is not in favor of the person with physical challenges. And as far as the law is concerned, there are a lot of provisions, but as far as the implementation is concerned, it is not effective. Let me tell you one thing: the SC Commission, chairman should be SC person. ST Commission chairman should be ST. Women Commission should be women. But why not the commissioner for persons with disabilities or physical challenge is disabled person? As of now, till now, no, none of the person with disability commissioner in the state is appointed who is himself a person with disability. Only once or twice, government of India appointed the commissioner. So how this establishment of the law and the implementation law can be ensured effectively if the judicious participation of the person with disability is not given to them?
Can you talk about your role as an assistant, associate, and full professor in computer science and informatics?
Well, academics is my passion, research is my passion. So far, I have published 165 research papers, 4 patents, and 22 books. And in this, journey, when I started my career as a assistant professor, I started writing the books at that time. And you will not believe that there were more than around 100 engineering college, and in the first year computer science book, which was the very famous book written by me. It was acceptance by this not only students but by the faculty members as well. So I tried my level best to provide my contribution to the academics, and as the assistant professor, assistant professor, I established myself at not only national level but at global level as well. And let me tell you one most important thing, that I am the external advisor supervisor, PhD supervisor in 3 European universities. One is Eldesman University, second one is University of Paris Sud, France, and Berger University, Brussels. And I am the PhD advisor in 3 Indian universities. And first PhD in computer science and application from Rajasthan Technical University is done under my supervision. And I am also the advisor of 4 African universities. So this is my passion on trying my level best to provide this service.
How have you contributed to shaping the education system and fostering inclusivity through your academic positions?
Well, this technology, especially information technology, has provided a lot of tools, technologies which are assistive technology. And using those tools and the technologies, definitely inclusion can be ensured. Look, there is 2 terms, that is called BC and AC. BC and AC is not before Christ or Jesus Christ or after Jesus Christ. This BC is before Corona and AC means after Corona. During the Corona period, this internet has tested and validated its importance. And during this period, governance system, medical system, education system, and other systems were only dependent over the internet because nobody was able to move out. And that this particular system, that is called internet, can really provide the inclusion issues, that wherever the exclusion issues are there, internet, if used in the proper way, using the assistive technology, definitely inclusive in education, inclusive governance, inclusive, societal services, everything can be, provided.
The job search engine for people with disabilities was adopted by the Ministry of Social Justice. Can you explain how it worked and its impact?
Actually, the government of India's special cell identifies thousands of post-post persons with disabilities. That how a person can provide his or her services effectively in the particular professional domain. So these posts were identified by a committee, including media, medical science people or rehabilitation people, and but there was no system how to identify this person is suitable for this job or not. So we provided a search engine. A person who is having different kind of physical challenges, he or she will put his physical challenges or the particulars, and then based on that, the search engine will provide this job is suitable for him or her, and they can. So this engine was presented by me and my team in the Vigyan Bhavan, Delhi, for Best Technological Award in 2006. And finally, we could not get the award, but it was recognized by these other international media as well, that this is really a wonderful platform. And later on, Government of India website of Ministry of Social Justice included its feature into the website. Now this job search engine removed from the world, but its technology, its algorithm is the part of the system which is provided by the Government of India's website for searching the jobs for person with disability.
How did it feel being nominated as the National Brand Ambassador for the Swachh Bharat Mission by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
Actually, once in 2017, I was going to the Delhi airport for flying to outside, At that time, I got an email from Prime Minister office that I have to provide my services to the Swachh Bharat Mission as well, especially for the youth and academics. And at that time, I asked what is my role and responsibility. Then they provided my roles and responsibility. And wherever I go in India or outside, even in different cities, I check that what is the status of the Swachhata. And even whenever I go for the different keynote speech in different institutions, I try to motivate the youth, academicians, and also try to take their oath for supporting this mission. And this mission is really a wonderful, which is initiated by our Honorable Prime Minister of India, that is Narendra Modi. And this mission of Modi ji is not only nowadays famous in India, but across the world. Even some researchers from other universities came to India to study the smart city and Swachh Bharat, and I was the facilitator.
Can you elaborate on your role in the recommencing the establishment of a technical university in Jaipur for people with disabilities?
Well, this was actually my dream, and still it is my dream. The way the university is established, I am not satisfied. But around 5 years ago, the principal secretary of the government of Rajasthan, I was discussing some issue. Then he appointed a committee. He took me in a particular campus in Jamdoli and asked me, "You check the campus and the proposal you have provided to me. Definitely, we will establish it in a disability university." Later on, then Chief Minister, Vasundhara Raje, then Chief Minister, she announced in a public meeting that so shortly we are going to establish a international level of technology-enabled university for persons with disability. That information was given to me, and I took the meeting with higher official of government of Rajasthan. And finally, it was proposed that everything was drafted. But the government changed, and the new government came into existence. Then it took time. And recently, current government has announced this university, and I have to check that what is the status of the university. But somebody told me that only the vice chancellor is appointed, and the rest of the things are still not in place. That is called Baba Amte Disability University. But I am also not satisfied with the name of Disability University. It should be something different, just like it is Yanjur or something different university name. And also, this should be technology supported, totally based on the technology. Because how the technology can provide the different kind of tools and support systems to different kind of different able people. That is still not in place.
What role do you think technology enables training and education play in the rehabilitation of individuals with disability?
Well, nowadays, you see text to speech, speech to text. A person, you just put the cursor, the system will read. And nowadays, artificial intelligence. This is the age of artificial intelligence. When you speak, everything can be done. By even your nose is working, then nose-based systems can be designed. If the finger is working, finger-based. Leg is working, then even the neck is, or is just any part of the body is working based on the system can be designed. So technology enabled not only education, but support systems during the professional services rendering or working, talking, doing the different kind of works. Technology can make this working environment as good as equal as a normal person can do. And I can tell you different type of systems, but this is a very short description. That's what I am just telling you.
With over 22 books authored or co-authored, what motivated you to write on various topics in computer science?
Actually, at that time when I wrote first book, my first book was written in two languages. This was bilingual. Bilingual is parallel Hindi and English. Because most of the books of the computer science available in Rajasthan and India were in English medium. And many students were not able to read that. So I wrote the bilingual. Later on, I wrote the book in English. But these books were written in a very simple language, in a very illustrative manner by figured charts, and different kind of symbolic systems. So those books become very famous and people liked it, and I was having I never expected that much amount of royalty I will get from the publishers. And one or two books once successfully established in the market, then I wrote the series of the books, and later on I established myself as a author in the domain.
How do you balance your academic work with advocacy efforts for the labor and disability issues?
Well, advocacy should be, just for example, today I am giving the interview. This is also a part of advocacy, and labor is not just everybody is labor. Labor in terms of you are skilled labor, unskilled labor, semi-skilled labor, and nowadays, the after artificial intelligence, systems implementation, there will be a typical kind of for multi-dimensional disruptions. At that time, rehabilitation will be required for almost every person. I will not go. And as far as the technology-enabled rehabilitation is concerned, I provided a lot of support and services and advices to the International Labour Organization, because I have been the consultant of International Labour Organization, and I just told them clearly that in the coming future, AI will replace many jobs. AI will remove many jobs, and therefore the different kind of skill sets or different kind of knowledge, technology level knowledge should be created, and training should be provided from now. Otherwise, it will be late, and unemployment will be higher. So the ILO and the Government of India is working on it, and a lot of changes have taken place.
What challenges have you encountered while advocating for the end-to-end transformations in the Indian education system?
Well, Indian education system, I feel that the education then and now means totally modernizing education is not effective, because we have lot of legacy systems, ancient systems. If we will derive or imbibe or integrate or convert those old systems into the modern education system, definitely the upcoming or newly emerged model will be more effective. For example, traditional education, just like, for example, ethical education. In the IT professional, we provide the ethical training in the cyberspace, but most of the trainers provide the unethical things, the how to hack, how to crack. So this is already in our systems. So if we implement our old system or integrate our old system into modern education system, definitely the new education policy that is recently launched by Government of India, and this is trying to transform the education in India, which is quite a new paradigm shift. But there are challenges because people are of the same mindsets, isn't it? So long time we run the same educational system, and these systems are now obsolete. We say that a system, if complete 10 years of age, if it is not transformed according to the changes in the environment, it becomes ungovernable, unmanageable, and uncontrollable. So we need to have the end-to-end transformation. And there are a lot of, one challenge is mindset, another challenge is the culture of the people, those who do not want to change.
How are you contributing to designing policies for inclusive internet access, and what impact do you hope to achieve?
Actually, internet is the technology or the media which provided the real democracy to the world. Because a person who is living in a rural area, he cannot raise his voice and cannot reach the Prime Minister. But nowadays, under the one finger, he or she can send the message or tweet, isn't it? And whatever she or he wants, or his voice is according to his wish in the system. And I usually say that internet is not only a democratic system, but provided a democracy to the whole world, up from top level to the bottom level. But nowadays, internet is struggling for its own democracy, because whenever something happens, people censor it. So internet should not be censored in this manner, but of course censorship should be there. For example, if you give a 40 or 50 rupees charge, isn't it, and 5,000 mobile, you can create disturbance in any corner of the world, because missile has the range, gun has the range, bomb has the range, but it is unlimited range. Therefore, censorship is also required. And under the Internet Governance Forum of United Nations, which is established under Tunisia agenda, we are now working. I am also the stakeholder, and we are working on it, how to provide the democracy to the internet and how to alleviate the censorship over the internet.
You have received several awards, including the Civil Services Chronicle Award. How have these recognizations impacted your work?
Definitely, whenever you get appreciation or award, your motivation becomes high. And I wrote, one article in I forget the year 1997-1998, for which I was awarded by the Civil Services Chronicle top level award, and I got several other awards. And definitely, I worked in IT field, and I worked in diplomacy field, I worked in rehabilitation field, so in multidisciplinary field. And one most important award I got was the Red and White Bravery National Award, for which I fought against the this corruption in NGOs, which were working for the person with disabilities, but they were not at all working. They were doing some business with the name of these services. So I got this, and when I got 2-3 awards, now I am having more than 50 awards. So definitely it gives the motivation to work. But this is not the only measurement to get the motivation.
How do you handle the balance between personal achievements and your contributions to society?
Ultimately, personal achievement has no meaning. When you give something, when you donate something, when you contribute something to the society, to the nation, a recognition automatically comes. If it does not come, doesn't matter. Recognition by nation, it's recognition. Society's, rehabilitation, society's happiness is itself a reward or the award. So I feel that we should continue to contribute to the society and the nation, and by contributing something, whether it is group of contribution of the group or the individual, doesn't matter.
What message would you like to share with aspiring computer scientists and advocates for disability rights?
Well, I always say in science there are three things. Number one is academics, second one is research, and third one is community service. Nowadays in India, only academics is first, research is very limited, and community service is very, very limited. And these three tiers must be balanced. Number one. Number two, whenever we do some research, we need ethical clearance. Ethical clearance means this will not harm to the society, nature, or the animals. But another most important thing nowadays I say is, in addition to the ethical clearance, we should take the human clearance. For example, there are many technologies which can, because technology is made for human is not made for the technology. So AI is replacing the people. Today I am a professor, today I am a scientist, today I am a digital diplomat, isn't it? And tomorrow, if all the jobs are snatched by the robots, then what I will do? Recently, big scientist of Google has resigned. He says that I have done a big mistake, but I'm sorry. So I understand. You can take my separate, views on it. I can give you the different insights of the technology discussion. Therefore, ethical clearance, not only ethical aspects and human aspects must be considered when we are developing or deploying any technology in the field.
How do you envision the future of inclusivity and accessibility in technology and education?
Well, people, lot of scientists, including we are working on this inclusive issues. We are working on accessibility issues. We are working on all the issues which are necessary or essential for the human generation. And definitely, it requires more attention. For example, in Internet Governance Forum and in the ethical issues of the science and technology and community services through the science and technology, all the types, if balanced in proper manner, definitely this technology will make the human generation as a boom. And we want to make it boom, not a curse. Because technology is for the human generation is not for the technology.
In your entire journey, since you are from Rajasthan, so how has it affected your entire career, your journey, your inspiration, motivation, everything, be it in social things or be it in your personal life, has being from Rajasthan impacted? If yes, how? Positive or negative?
Yes, of course, of course. I usually, out of 12 months, around 10 and a half months, I usually be out of India. But two times I visit India, and when I landed, next day or next to next day, I am in some programs. You will not believe, still around 1 month ago, I came here. I delivered two keynote speeches, and I participated in different events as a chief guest. And my motive is only two. One is the science and technology exploration for the different social services, and second one is Swachh Bharat Mission. Swachh Bharat Mission is not in environment, just like we can say ethical Swachhata and moral Swachhata and technical Swachhata means all multidimensional. Wherever you are working, whatever you are working, you should think: are we going to harm the society or the environment? If it is, then you have to rethink about your development or your project. So in that sense, since I am from Rajasthan, I travel the different direction of the Rajasthan, different states, different districts, and I have a group, big network of the academicians and the scholars, and I try to connect them with the different national and international missions to nurture their talent and to connect with the people of other part of the world for the all-round development of academics, research, technology, along with the ethical standards and human standards.
Have you heard of .bharat domain? What are your views on that?
Dot Bharat domain, definitely, domain names are issued by certain agencies, and these agencies provide domain names in English itself. But nowadays, domain names should be provided in Hindi language and regional languages. And now this kind of initiative has already been taken by the international agency. So this is one step towards the decentralization of domain names and the localization of the domain names. So localization and decentralization, for example, if something happens in one country and all the domain servers are down, then the websites will be out of the functionality. And therefore, it is essential that decentralization must be done and the domain name should also be provided in the local name. But over the search engines, I believe and I recommend that if I am searching in the Hindi language or Rajasthani language or Tamil language or English language or German language, the search engine spiders and the components should search these words, text words in all the languages, so that the search results should come earliest possible. This should not be only single language. So this initiative, I think, it is the best, and all the domain names of India should not be .in. It should be .bharat later on, because Bharat is Bharat. This is our name. India name is given by the foreigners, and we should shift from India to Bharat, and Bharat is our country.
Thank you so much for your inspiring and kind words, sir. I'm sure it is going to inspire a lot of people. We are really pleasure to meet you. We are really pleasure to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and thank you so very much for your channel, that is IT Voice. And at the last, I would like to say, whatever you are working for the nation. This is your national mission. IT Voice is not the voice of ITians. It is the voice of the nation, voice of every person who is associated with the IT as a user or a developer. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Follow IT Voice for more exciting bites and latest happenings of the tech world.